All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you, Scratch and PPA. I make a mistake after mistake after mistake, by the way. I am tethering off the phone as the backup. I probably should have put it back onto the tried for the Wi-Fi, but we're okay. So we'll just see how this holds out. Whenever we do lose an internet connection, which is not common lately, we will always try to restart one time, or usually, especially if we break it in the first hour to hour and a half, and then otherwise we'll be back on Saturday. But thank you, everybody, for your patience. Now, of course, we don't know who's going to make it back in, who was here the first half of the stream, or the first part of the stream. So I've reset the wheel, so everybody who's in here now that has a membership is back on the wheel that wasn't already seen, and I'm just adding Broken Hearts Ministry on there. So we'll see how things go now, but thank you again, everybody, for your patience. Via Speaks Royally is in the house. Let's get them onto the wheel. Lisa Knits and Vlogs, good to see you here. Forgive me for anybody that I'm not welcoming, because I'm not sure who was here in the first part of the stream and who has just come in right now. Thank you, TCG fam. And then Bucket List Homestead, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. So Canadian Family Life is up on the screen. They almost missed their chance to be talked about today, but they're here with us every single day. And now they got 2 channels between Tiffany and her husband Chris. So Canadian Family Life comes to us from New Brunswick. They've recently crossed 2,000 subscribers. They are growing very fast. They are one of the fastest growing channels that we've seen in the Superchat family over the last 3 years. And I believe that that is in part, in the biggest part, because Tiffany is out there supporting other creators all the time. So when I'm bouncing back and forth in between premieres and live streams trying to do the same thing, I run into her constantly. Not to mention she's here in Superchat every single time we stream for hours at a time, for which I'm grateful. Now, I know not everybody can be here every day or for hours at a time every time we stream, so I do appreciate every moment. But I also want to mention something, because I know we had a few new channels come through today. The best success here in Superchat is always found in making the first move, reaching out to other creators first, supporting them with all the things we wish they would do for us, knowing they'll turn around and do it again right away. And our instructions are always in our video descriptions so that you can see exactly how we connect. We keep to the same formula we've been doing now for over 3 years. Corinne's Life, my dear friend, is here as a member and a moderator, so thanks for coming in. KP Heathen, good to see you here from Louisiana. And the Servant David Show, thanks for making it back in. Just Jason Keto and more is back as well. And thank you everybody else who came back in. Devil Dog, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. So Canadian Family Life is from New Brunswick. They bring us a lot of grocery hauls, a lot of cooking videos, and some container gardening as well. And I was really taken away with one of the latest videos that I watched with their container garden. Now I've watched a couple more, but because they keep such a tidy and neat and organized garden, and I really think that that's fantastic. If I was going to have something of that size and abundance, then that's what I'd like to model it after. So I hope to take inspiration from them. Kristen and I just live in an apartment, but we do have a couple things going. Some of our friends, Hope Bus, last year gave us a tomato plant and a basil plant, and Kristen was looking after those. We took quite a bit off the basil plant, as a matter of fact, and the tomatoes are there also. And now Kristen's been inspired to expand into, I think she's doing 5 or 6 different things. Puppet Short Films, good to see you in the house. Big Dude is here as well. He's Kokomo Joe 13's cousin in real life, as a matter of fact, and both of those creators will support us in a, or inspire us in a spiritual way. So I'm not sure if Kokomo Joe 13 will come back in. He was here earlier. Jeffrey Jamestown Baseball Commissioner, good to see you in the house. I've seen them many times, I believe, out in the homesteading community of channels. Good to have you here for the first time. Hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect. Please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take a your time, meet people one by one, and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time if that's what you would like. Puppet Short Films, forgive me, I forget the milestone that I saw from you. I was explaining this earlier today. Gloria's Platter just hit a major milestone. Puppet Short Films just hit a major milestone. I see the TubeBuddy and vidIQ graphics flying through Instagram. And then, Davis 314 family is struggling with some cucumbers there. But it's try and try again, right? And all of our gardening and homesteading friends will have tips and tricks for that. Pardon me, Canadian Family Life. I'm going to talk about your content some more in a second here. We're going to look at their shorts videos, and then I'm just getting one more channel onto the wheel right now. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. So Crocheting Around New Zealand with Trish is on the wheel. I've already got Virtual Shopkeeper Dee Dee and Rushing Wind Mountain on there, along with Jesse Miller Unboxings and more. And the Bullock Experience, along with Broken Hearts Ministry and VS Speaks Royally. And we got a couple others. Be Bodacious is there and a few other names. So Canadian Family Life as well has got some shorts. Let's see how these are doing. These have now gotten into 1,200, 1,400 views, one over 2,500. They do some live streaming, but they're really found often on other people's StreamYard panels. So as I go through channels today, you're going to notice that you'll recognize Tiffany. She's down here at the bottom of the page in one of the thumbnails. But you'll see she's got a lot of familiar faces in her own StreamYard panels, but she joins a lot of other channels as well. And that's a great way to expand your audience by collaborating with others. Let's look at Canadian Family Life Hubby, and we'll see what they've got going on. They recently started this channel. They just put out a new video a few days ago. I should have already at least run that one. And they're bringing us 3D printing. They're willing to swap playlists, of course. Tiffany's been at that for a long time. And then when we look at Canadian Family Life, we see that they've started with some shorts as well. So 3D printing is something I find fascinating. I'm a little bit surprised that I don't have a 3D printer yet. Although I don't know where I'd ever find the time, but my nephew's got at least one, if not two of them, and he's doing all kinds of stuff for the family. He did the first thing I ever got made was the backs of the Wii controllers. You know where the batteries come in? Every time we drop things on the floor, our TV remotes and everything, the doors fall off. But you can get those things 3D printed now, which is really cool. So next to free, right? Follow the Bradley's Fun. Good to see you in the house. Yes, if we ever lose our internet connection, we haven't lost one in a long time, but we used to lose them regularly. I live in Niagara Falls, which is not where I am right this second. I'm at work. But when I'm in Niagara Falls, we don't have that fiber optic 5G good stuff. And so we have lost a lot of internet connections. We always come back once if we can. Puppet Short Films, yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, so I use two different green screens. I use one in Niagara when I'm there, and when I'm in my workplace, I use another one here. We got all our eBay and Amazon boxes and nonsense there. Different lighting, different green screen and stuff like that. Fairly inexpensive stuff. The portable one that many of you have seen me use that I did a review of on my personal channel, Kristen got me that a few years ago. That's been used over 600 times, getting close to 700 times now, right? And it's still in perfect condition. The one that I have here is the kind of green screen which looks like a bed sheet, and it just is meant to hang over a truss or a pipe of some sort. And I don't do that here. I actually have clamps. They look like industrial strength clothes pegs. I don't have one to show you. But they're just literally where I'm working. I'm in a basement and the floor joists are exposed, and I just have the clamps holding up the green screen to the floor joists, and it does a good enough job, right? So that's the thing. Good enough is good enough, right? Especially on YouTube. So I've got some lights here as well. They're on swing poles like you see from the microphones that people use and things like that. These are inexpensive as well. In my opinion, they are. I think they were $35 or something like that, Canadian. So I just gotta make sure they're out of the way. And then there we go. So that's how that's done. And then I've got a shot of Toronto behind me. There's Kokomo Joe 13. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead is coming in as well. And we're gonna, I should spin the wheel. So we'll do that in a second here. We'll see who's going to be next. Roadhog I got on the wheel. Hopefully I'm not missing any channels in the chat. And again, if anybody would like to swap playlists with each other for the purpose of gaining watch hours, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you. And if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody's free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Crocheting Around New Zealand, Trish, is a fairly new channel in the Superchat family. I believe they've been with us just under a month. Forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. Sometimes I lose track of some of the friendships that we've got. Canadian Family Life, Tiffany, was so impactful in the Tuber Chat family that after she'd been here for 2 months, I was describing her channel as possibly being with us for like 6 months, and was mistaken. But Big Dude, yes, I got you on the wheel with Kokomo Joe 13. Home Bartending with John is in the house. He's got to be added. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat, but we expect to be here for another 2 hours. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. After a long period of time, probably an hour and a half or so, I will add some names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation in the chat. And then J3GS Farm, good to see you in the house. And forgive me, I might have already asked you if there's a better way for me to pronounce that. And if you did tell me, I've forgotten already. But otherwise, I'll refer to it that way. Just please correct me if I'm wrong. I always want to pronounce everybody's channel name properly. Horse and Farms, good to see you in the house. Sorry, Horse Around Farms. I said that earlier today. They're here for the first time. And if I've missed... no, Butler Family Farm, we put your channel up on the screen in the first part of the stream. We talked about your channel a while back, right? Did that get cut off? Did my description of Butler Family Farm get cut off, or were we okay? I think I was just about to put Canadian Family Life up. I think we got that far before the stream cut out. I could be mistaken, but if our mods want to let me know. I think it's just Pete in here, unless Corinne's Life is still in the house. Oh, in Melbourne, Australia, we have lots of Australian friends. Lisa Knits and Vlogs. Christine Misgillian Farms, good to see you in the house. And forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that as well. I'm not sure if it's Gilliam or Gilliam. I'll say Gilliam unless you correct me. Yeah, for sure it was up there, though, Butler Family Farm. Yeah, because I talked about the livestock and everything else. Arise Shine Within, good to see you in the house here every day as well. Now, again, I know not everybody can, but I just want to say that I do appreciate it when they do. Just Jason Keto and Moore's here. Canadian Family Life's here every day. And we've got lots of friends who've been here many times before. And thank you, Scratch and PPA. Yes, for sure, we talked about Butler Family Farm today. And... you know, Glorious Platter's been a long time friend. Mike and Rihanna's Adventures are with us every day. Our Georgia Suburban Homestead has been with us every day. Big Dude, Kokomo Joe 13, VS Speaks Royalties here almost every day. So thank you. So what they're talking about, I think it's Puppet Short Films, is talking about the heart. And let me just show you before we talk about crocheting around New Zealand. So when you are setting up a live stream or possibly a premiere, you have in your customization tab a checkbox to allow live reactions. That's for these emojis here. And anybody can tap on this, and you know, these things fly through. We haven't, that I've seen, got a count on those yet. I could be mistaken. I haven't really dug and looked, but I'm assuming they'll show up in the analytics at some point. But we know that everything we do helps the algorithm, so it can't hurt, right? And then let's look at crocheting around New Zealand with Trish. 1,500 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push her towards the 1,600 she's thinking about. We'll read the About page for a quick second. And don't worry about being perfect is a great thing to inspire people with. She's got quite a bit of information here, so I'll leave it to you to read that. But when we get into videos, we see that she is posting fairly frequently, just about once a week, which is great to see. Lots of Scott going on there. We'll look at the shorts. It's gotten over 1,200 views now, which live streams are frequent, or were frequent, and we'll see if they're going to continue these. It's been a few years, but we've always got our notification bell on for every channel so that we can catch as much content from each other as possible. And then let's spin the wheel, and we'll see who's coming up next. I'm going to try to move it now, as I usually do. And thank you again for everybody that has come in.